Hello everyone, my name is Diego and my partner's name is Jonathan, and today we are going to refute the main affirmative claim of legalizing prostitution and licensed brothels. Now, the first part of our argument stated that prostitution is dangerous for everyone involved at its current state. These problems stated we are not denying at all. Just as prostitution exists, whether it's illegalized or not, the problems with prostitution will remain, and if prostitution increases, so will all the problems as well. To back up my point, the affirmative stated that rape is prevalent. I have data from prevalence and incidents and consequences of violence against women survey from the National Institute of Justice and Centers for Disease Control Prevention that was taken in 2008. The survey says that prostituted women are much more likely to be raped than non-prostituted women. 1 of every 6 American women have been the victim of an attempted or completed rape. In comparison, about 80% of those women were the victim of rape. 80% of those women in prostitution have been the victim of rape. This evidence shows that the problem of all rape will only increase if the sex industry grows and expands when it is legalized. Moving on to the affirmative's inherency claim, our opponent stated that by having strict guidelines, we can begin to regulate prostitution. Our negative response is these policies will not be effective and will not function properly. The subpoint of that they said was they required brothel owners to obtain a license for a fee. We believe this requirement will not be as effective as the affirmative believes. Evidence from BosterLawyers.com said prospective licenses will be required to pay an application fee of $1,000 with an annual fee of between $6,000 to $10,000, which further fees will relate to the number of rooms that are located inside the brothel. This shows that with licenses and fees being so costly, and actually depends on the county, owners will avoid paying all of these and possibly and consequently will open up the black market that includes fake licenses and illegal prostitution back on the street or in illegal brothels. Now, the affirmative also brings up the point of workers being able to deny any customer and have security. Our negative response to that is that this guideline is unreachable and whatever security is provided does not function properly. From EmbraceDignity.org, data from 2 states in which 186 victims of commercial sexual exploitation were interviewed. Women consistently indicated that prostitution establishments did little to protect them, regardless of whether the establishment were legal or illegal. A second study of women trafficked for prostitution in the United States states that those that reported that sex businesses gave them some protection qualified it by pointing out that no protector was ever in the room with them. And one woman on a call-out said that when you get in, you're supposed to check back with the driver that drove you there, that everything's okay and you got inside safely and that you feel comfortable with the client. But they're never standing outside the door while you're in there, so in reality, anything could happen. And this evidence is taken from Dr. Janice Raymond in 2003, who is the former co-executive director of the Coalition Against Trafficking Women. And the evidence shows that legal or illegal women aren't protected, and whatever security that was provided for them wasn't effective or useful. Now, addressing my last refutation on the inherency claims, our opponent stated that brothels and workers will have to pay federal and state income taxes. Our response to the guideline is that collecting these taxes are not plausible. Evidence from economist Marina Adshade says that the Netherlands still hasn't figured out how to collect these taxes properly from its sex workers, and it's been legal for 14 years now. And that data was taken from the Canadian Business.com. This proves that there is not an economical advantage to legalizing prostitution, and because these taxes cannot be collected efficiently, prostitution should not be legalized.
Yeah.